Hello, everyone. My name is Chelsea Kincheloe, and I am the president of Muscle Powered. I'm here to talk to you on this Watershed Wednesday about Muscle Powered and the type of projects we've been up to over the past year and how COVID has impacted our operations. A little bit about myself. I'm a native of Iowa, moved out to Nevada in June of 2018 to work with the Carson City Parks, Rec, and Open Space Department as the AmeriCorps Vista volunteer coordinator. That was only a year-long contract, and during that time, I got really involved with Muscle Powered as a hike leader, and just really enjoyed everything that they were doing for the Carson City community. And so in January of 2020, they asked me to be president, and I willingly accepted, and will be serving as president until 2022. A little bit more about Muscle Powered. We've been around since about 1998, and we are working to make Carson City healthier for all citizens, as well as safer and more accessible for bicycling and walking through education and advocacy. We also promote bicycle and pedestrian-friendly infrastructure and developing and maintaining recreational trails throughout the city. We strive to build a community where walking and biking, either for recreation or for transportation, are an integral and accepted way of life. We are a 501c3 nonprofit corporation governed by a board of directors. As I mentioned, my name is Chelsea. I'm the president, and we are also made up of 10 other members, plus I believe 3 or 4 technical advisors. Everyone has very diverse backgrounds, but all are extremely passionate for outdoor recreation out here in Carson City, and we are a volunteer board. With the exception of one part-time paid employee, we are made up of all volunteers, which are the soul of our organization. We have about more or less 240 members and many more volunteers to accomplish the work, and without them, Muscle Powered would not exist within the Carson City community. So we are eternally grateful for the commitment our volunteers give us each and every single day. Muscle Powered is an advocacy group. We routinely analyze and provide written and verbal testimony at public hearings on projects that relate to pedestrian safety and bike infrastructure. As many of you have probably heard about, there is the Kings Canyon Trailhead improvements that's happening here in Carson, and that is being completed by the U.S. Forest Service, Carson City, and the Complete Streets program. And we did come out and advocate strongly in support for that. We also have a lot of collaborators here in the Carson City community at the federal, state, with nonprofits and the private sector as well. We do like to mention that we have a very close working relationship with the Carson City Parks and Rec and Open Space Department and the Public Works Department as well. So Muscle Powered is comprised of 3 distinct programs: our hike program, our bike program, and our trails program. So looking at our hike program, this one offered walks throughout the week, normally on like a Tuesday morning or Tuesday evening or a Thursday afternoon. And these ones generally comprised of a total of like 4 to 6 miles, and then on the weekend you would have a longer one, which might be like 12 to 15 miles. And so this program was great because we had people who knew these trails, scouted these trails, and planned them, and then invited members of the public for free to come out and just explore Carson City trails and really get a sense of what all Carson has to offer in terms of outdoor recreation. For our bike program, we did have a Tuesday evening all-ladies mountain biking team that was led by Beth Harrison, who is one of our technical advisors. And then we also had Sunday road bike rides where members of the public could gather and make pretty much like a pretty big loop around Carson, or just kind of have a really nice like lazy morning Sunday ride. Unfortunately, with COVID-19, for both the hike and bike program, we did have to suspend these just due to growing concerns about our ability to keep members of the public safe and our volunteers safe as well. We're still coordinating and thinking ahead of when we might be able to reinitiate the hike program and the bike program as well. Also for the bike program, probably one of the biggest things that Muscle Powered does every year is the May Bike Month, and last year we had to move that to a virtual platform, trying to give Carson City residents challenges throughout that month to complete. So we are slightly hopeful that maybe not this year, but the following year we'll actually be able to have a full bike month event again and really see Carson City residents once again. And then looking at our trail program, this is where Muscle Powered really grew this past year, and so that's what we're going to talk about next. I'm sure, as others have touched on before, Carson City saw an enormous upswing in trail users during the COVID-19 pandemic, which was a really amazing and great thing to see, that Carson City was really utilizing and taking advantage of these open spaces, of these trails that had been designed and developed for them to go out and enjoy. I don't know if you guys saw this, but recently Carson City was picked by Forbes magazine as the top places in America to travel right now and avoid the pandemic. As I mentioned before, we did have to suspend our hike and bike programs for the entirety of 2020. However, we did see some hope when our trail operations crews were able to resume work. So our trails manager, Pete Dunges, was absolutely amazing and created these very strict protocols. These are all ones that I'm sure we've all been used to at this point from this past year, with the temperature checks, the mask required, mandate, 6 feet social distance, and then we just made sure to not have large numbers of our crew leads going out to brush or maintain trail. And then any of those public trail mob crews, usually events where people come out from the public to help us like brush back and groom trail to make it look neater and prettier, were canceled. We are very grateful because we did have community members who made and donated masks to our trail crew leaders who could go out then and pursue brushing up these trails. And we are happy to report that we have had no COVID-19 cases as trail work resumed. As I mentioned earlier, we are a volunteer-run organization, and I just wanted to really give a big shout out to our muscle-powered crew leaders, especially Pete Dunges, our trail manager. Again, he really set in stone those COVID policies, made sure that leads were following them, make sure that everyone had the necessary safety supplies. So we are very grateful for Pete, but we are also grateful for our crew leads who just kept going out there and maintaining those trails during COVID for the Carson City public to enjoy. One of the biggest pride and joys that Muscle Powered has provided for the Carson City community is the Ash to Kings trailer, the 7 miles of pure joy. It is definitely our most well-known trail. We did receive the National RTP Coalition Trail Award in 2016 for this trail, and it does extend from the Kings Canyon to the Ash Canyon watersheds. And we'll talk about this in a bit, but we did apply for a recreational trails program grant this year for a trail that's going to connect Ash to Kings to the Tahoe Rim Trail. So we're very excited about that news. We'll talk about it in a little bit. We saw 2 trail openings this past year. One took place on National Trails Day, or National Virtual Trails Day. This trail is dedicated to Mayor Bob because he was a strong advocate for open space and trails. So this is Bob's Trail, a 1/4-mile connector trail on the Ham property. And then the second one we saw was put on by Carson City Parks Rec and Open Space. They opened up their new trail, which is the Prison Hill 5th Street Trailhead. And that one runs from the 5th Street Prison Hill Trailhead all the way down to Silver Saddle Ranch. Last November, a couple of our crew leads headed out and fixed about 160 feet of the Mexican Dam or ditch area. This trail previously had rough or uneven grades, and now it's a great spot for people who are floating the Carson River to portage kayaks or other flotation devices down the river around the dam more easily and safely. So a big thanks to everyone who helped out on that project. Muscle Powered also had the opportunity to work with 2 Eagle Scout candidates this past year. One of them built the Prison Hill Saddle Express Trail, which is located above West Loop and Kuntz Lane. And then that second one is coming to you soon in April of this year. That is the Potash Trail on the Nevada Division of State Lands, and that's just a connector trail from WNC up to Ash Canyon area. This one was delayed primarily due to COVID concerns and making sure we could keep everyone safe, but we are looking forward to April to get that one built for the Carson City community. So I know this one is something that Greg Berggren, the trails coordinator for Carson City Parks, Rec, and Open Space, is very excited about alongside Muscle Powered, because this has been something that we've been working on for the past couple years. So we did gain the right of entries to the trails located on Western Nevada Community College property and the Nevada Division of State Lands. So what does this mean? It allows Muscle Powered to send up our trail operations to these trails and start grooming and maintaining them. Trails such as Jackrabbit, Vicey Rim, Seven Steps, Postal, and Deer Run. And so we're very excited to have access to those trails. So last year, Muscle Powered put in for two of our biggest projects, and these have been trails in the works for several years now. It's about 14 miles of trail. It's the Capital to Tahoe Trail and the Lincoln Bypass Trail. So we put in for that recreational trails program grant back in December and were awarded it this year. And so we're very excited and pleased to announce that you guys will have almost about 14 more miles of trail to get out there and enjoy. So that Capital to Tahoe Trail connects to the Tahoe Rim Trail. And we already have 2 out of the 11 miles already built, and we're looking to knock these out by the end of 2022. Looking at Lincoln Bypass Trail, this is a connector trail from the Longview Trailhead to Ashta Kings, and it avoids that Kings Canyon Road, and it's just a 2-mile extension of the current Longview Trail. So what we're really aiming for with these trails in specifically is more connectivity, and so this next map is going to kind of put this whole jigsaw trails puzzle together for everyone. So as this map shows, there's a lot of trail connectivity happening in Carson City, and we are so happy that the Capital Tahoe Trail up in the left-hand corner there continues to provide connectivity all the way up to the Tahoe area. So that Lincoln Bypass Trail again connects you from the Longview Trail to Ashta Kings, then from Ashta Kings up to Cap to Tahoe, and then connecting all the way back down and through like that Sunflower Hill Trail all the way back down again. So we're really looking to connect Carson City residents up into the Tahoe area and just provide more trails for people to get out and enjoy and be able to just go on these day-long rides and just get out there and see just how truly beautiful Carson City is. As I mentioned before, Muscle Powered is responsible for building trail, but we also are responsible for maintaining that trail. So we do have several standing agreements with Carson City Parks, Rec, and Open Space, Nevada State Parks, and the U.S. Forest Service as well. So including the newest Lincoln Bypass Trail and the Cap to Tahoe, we are looking at approximately 42.5 miles of trails in Carson City alone that we are maintaining, and that number is only bound to keep growing as our crew leads keep setting sights on other trails to build out here. One thing that we do want to emphasize today is that Muscle Powered does only build sustainable trail. We are proud of our accomplishments and records. We make sure to abide by the IMBA standards. We design, permit, finance, construct, and maintain these sustainable trails. And we use erosion control measures and best management practices to protect our watershed, drainages, and streams. So looking forward, we are looking to reinitiate the hike program while maintaining the COVID-19 safety protocols as required, and to maintain our exceptional hike leader pool and make sure that we continue to serve various skill and age levels of our trail users. Looking at that May Bike Month, we still haven't, as a board, made an official decision quite yet, but please keep your eyes on our social media and website, and we should post something soon. We are looking to reinitiate the Road Rides program again slowly as it becomes safer to do so. Just making sure that we continue to lead programs for various skill levels and ages of our participants. To explore mountain bike ride programs serving various age and fitness levels, and to encourage collaborations with epic rides or similar venues. For our trail program, we'd like to sustain that excellency that we have while maintaining, again, those COVID-19 safety protocols as required, and to increase our capacity to maintain trail. As I mentioned, we have about 42.5 miles of trail that we will be responsible for, and that's a lot of trail to maintain. So as it becomes easier to gather again, we look forward to engaging the Carson City community more. Also to increase the education and courtesy behavior on the trail, and also to increase our regional connectivity. Finally, if you guys are interested in who Muscle Powered is, looking to learn more about the organization, please do check out our website at musclepowered.org. If you're more of the social media savvy, we are on Instagram and Facebook. Please do like us or follow us there. And then, of course, if you guys have any ideas, concerns, are looking for more information, or looking to get more involved with Muscle Powered, we would love to hear from you. So please email us. And thank you guys so much for tuning in today. It's been great to share more about who Muscle Powered is as an organization. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day.